Check. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, my lovely people out there across the world. We're back for another lovely New York session breakdown here, 7 a.m. on a hump day. It's hump day, baby. Time to rock and roll. We're going to make some money today. A lot of good setups. I mean, yesterday was, insane, right? The dollar it's insane. So, I know that we are in business today. So, without further ado, let's hop on into it. Praveen, what's going on? Hello from India. Awesome. So happy to see that you're in here from India. One thing I really want to convey to you, sir, that in India we have a culture of guru, teacher, student, wherein a teacher is everything for a student who wants completely devote himself. Awesome. Well, hey, I'm so glad you're here. I'm happy to have you. If there's anything I could do for you, let me know. What's going on, Amin? Welcome back. Zafar, brother, get on Zoom. You belong in our Zoom. You're a part of our family now, man. Get in here. I want to see you on YouTube. Numa Records, hello. Seth Silas from Nigeria, awesome. Oh yeah, you're in Discord, awesome. Good to have you here. All right, let's hop on into the charts now. Welcome everybody. Hope you're all having a lovely time. Yeah, Zafar, make sure you join the Zoom link, because I want to chat with you after the stream. So looking at the Dixie here, we had a crazy move yesterday. We had our lovely Jerome Powell out speaking, and that just gave us a obnoxious breakout here on the dollar. And so if you take a look at the daily chart, forming a inverted head and shoulders that we're now breaking through. And so what I'd like to see is a retest of this breakout and then a continuation higher. But do keep in mind that, again, news events today, we have Powell speaking again at 10 o'clock in the morning Eastern. Definitely keep that in mind, because you saw what Powell did yesterday. Crazy moves. And then we also have Jolts at 10 o'clock in the morning. And then we also have ADP. We have ADP at 8:15 in the morning. So ADP, not too worried about that. I don't think that we have much of a movement off of it. It really never has a move. It really is just kind of always wrong anyway. And we have Powell out again, so I wouldn't worry too much about I wouldn't give too much about factor, I guess, into the ADP, but definitely note that at 8:15 that is coming out. Taking a look at the Dixie now, so 4-hour chart, we obviously broke through with a massive V for victory here, I guess. V for victory, that is. But looking at the expected move today, I'd like to see this retracement here back down into 105,400, this breakout retest. However, keeping in mind that when you have strong moves like this, and it's a news-driven move, I like to draw my Fibonacci's and see, okay, where is that 50% retracement? That's typically a strong area that you want to play, or I guess keep in mind and play against. So that's going to be 105 on the dot. So if we can come back towards 105, retest this breakout here, retest this 50%, then I think we're good to go for some strong action. However, today, we didn't get much movement overnight. And so ideally what we see is sells in Dixie today for then continued buys. I want to see a little bit more of a retracement here. And so I think we have some good opportunities today. with the potential sells. That is only if we can break through this this open of the current day. If we can break through this open the current day, then I think we're good to go for that red or that green to red move here. We're rolling over, and then we start pushing down to retest this move here. So looking for potential sells in the Dixie. And so with that being said, taking a look at the equities. Equities are finally doing what they should be doing. I mean, clearly we shouldn't be pushing bullish. We shouldn't be buying out of the equities yet. There's still too much out there that means that we should sell off. And so looking at the S&P, we had a nice retest of this previous neckline here, previous area of rejection we had, and massive bearish engulfing. So I'd like to overall continue to see sells. However, today, I think we have some potential to retrace some of this move, because given that we didn't move at all last night, it could give us a nice retracement here. However, do keep in mind that when you have such oversold moves, the market will do one of two things. It will either consolidate to blow off some of that steam, or it will retrace and then continue down. And the fact that we're seeing this morning consolidation, we're already seeing RSI come back up from this oversold move, means that maybe we don't get that retracement. So if we don't get that retracement, and I can't look for some longs, but basically if I can get some longs, right, we break through the highs, we come back down to retest, I'll look for a little bit of a retracement. Not going to look for much. I don't think it retraces the entire move, unless Powell comes out and makes it retrace the entire move. However, I'd look for at least a 50% retracement, which is going to be right around 33,090 for the US30. On the flip side, if it just consolidates and we end up going bearish, then I'll look for the break through these lows, a retest, and push down towards this exhaustion area at 32,500. So that's my idea for the equities. I'm going to set an alert on both sides of the breakout to see if we do get some type of movement this morning, or if it just going to, or it could very much consolidate into the Powell speech again and not give us much. So we're just going to keep an eye on those breakout levels. Moving on to the metals. Metals took just a hammer. They just got fucking beat down yesterday. We're at the make or break line. It's the last line in the sand here for metals if they have any hope in being bullish. If you take a look at, okay, what typically happens, I always talk about what happens at the same area we're at now. Well, it's going to be a strong area of support, right? But anytime we break through, very, very strong sell-off, right? And so taking that into consideration here, this could provide some pretty strong support. Now, I want to see sells overall given from yesterday's move, but I do think we retrace a little bit. And so given that we're at the support, and given that we had this pretty strong move from yesterday, I'd like to see buys against this level here just for some retracement, knowing that that's okay, that's against the overall trend from the last 2 days. So looking at the 4-hour chart, 4-hour chart's basing at support here. Hopping on over to the 1-hour chart. What I'd like to see is we pop a little bit into this rejection zone in here. Let me get rid of this real quick and just kind of make, okay, this is the zone here. So I'd like to see us pop into this zone and then retest this broken structure here. That'll be close to VWAP as well, and then see a little bit of a rally. And then looking at the 50% mark of that yesterday's move, yeah, we're looking right around 1830-700, which is also this retest point, previous area of support and resistance before. So that would be the ideal move in gold today. I mean, it's potentially even decent longs now, right? We're sitting right on top of this breakout point and retesting, but it's a little early, 7:15. I don't want to trade it yet. 15 minutes looking a little weak right now anyway, so I'm going to wait probably until at least a 30-minute support being found here, and then I'll potentially take longs. However, that being said, if gold does start breaking through these lows here, then Powell's going to give us another push to the downside, and we have a lot of range to clean up looking left. So yeah, we'll just have to see what it gives us in the next, I guess, 15 minutes / 30 minutes, and we'll see where we go from here. Silver is actually looking really, really nice as well. Looking at the weekly chart, the weekly chart's currently sitting in this downward channel, and we're now pushing down, rejecting the upper end of this channel here, and we're now pushing down the lower end potentially. Looking at this weekly chart, back in 2016, we have this resistance, this pivot point in 2022 as well, and then this year. And so we're now looking at the daily chart, broken below that pivot point here. So sells all the way in silver after we get that retest, looking for a nice push to the downside. A lot of money to be made in the metals and the sells. However, today, again, like I said with gold, I mean, I don't want to miss out on this potential opportunity to make a lot of money on this retracement here. So while I'm looking for sells up in 20.50 area, it's a lot of room to catch some buys as well. So I'm going to look for some buys in silver or gold. I'm not going to take them both, but whichever one presents itself better. And we'll just look for that retracement. So I'm going to keep an eye on both of them today and just play which one looks cleaner at the end of the day. Oil, not even going to look at oil. It's just chopping around, not really clean at all. So ditching it for now. Now hopping into the currencies, there are a lot of currency plays, a lot of nice looking setups, and there's gonna be a lot of money to be made. So I'm excited. Mark's just starting to move again. Taking a look at pound yen, I'm still in my short from overnight. I posted my Asian session breakdown in the mentorship group last night, and I had 3 trades. I didn't take 3 trades. I called out 3 trades, all working out perfectly. Only caught one because I don't like to really over leverage myself overnight, especially when I can't manage it. Except I was trying to get in 2. I was trying to get in pound yen and pound AUD. Pound AUD missed me by 1 pip, and pound yen did grab me in. So looking at this overall move here, so we were in this tight consolidation for about a week. We just broke through from Powell's speech yesterday, and I mentioned on this retracement I would like to see sells. So I took sells right in here as we were retesting this breakdown. Stops were just above this wick, and I'm looking for just a push back down towards these lows and potentially even farther down into this rejection area here. So still sitting in these sells. At this point, we already had a double top retest, a lot of exhaustion to the upside, bearish engulfing. So my stop loss will be at break even at this point because I don't want to see another retest. We should start pushing down. If we do get another retest, we're most likely just going to chop around in here, which I don't want to sit in. So looking at it, we could potentially have another retracement towards like this 162.750 area, but my entry is sitting at 162.934. So I have plenty of room to have my stop at break even. So I definitely shouldn't go back up there if this trade's still valid. So just sitting in pound yen shorts right now. Pound AUD, I guess. So pound yen, I guess if you're looking for a place today, the sells look really nice. Came back up, finding some exhaustion at this retest point. 4 hours looking pretty weak. 2 hour nice bearish engulfing. But I wouldn't want to see this just get stuck in a range here. I don't want to start seeing it push to the downside. So looking at the current hourly, it closed below this area right here. We're now retesting it with the first, I guess, 20 minutes of the hourly. And so ideally, we start rolling over from here and pushing back down towards yesterday's lows. Same idea on the 30-minute as well. So structure looks good for sells. So we'll just see if it's early enough to move or just going to consolidate because it's a little early still. Looking at pound AUD, this is the one that swerved me 1 pip. You can see where my entry was, and you can see where price hit. It is what it is, you know. But it was a good idea. If you look at the 4 hour, we were sitting in this double top, a lot of exhaustion to the upside. You had this 4 hour bearish engulfing after breaking these highs, and so what I wanted to see was just a retracing back up into this wick area where we had this bearish engulfing right here, and then for sells to fill that move from yesterday, which was the Australian dollar rate hikes. And so plan it out, you know, I mean, it's working out nicely. Still think it should continue to sell off, but for me, I'm not trading it because I already missed my ideal entry overnight. But the trades right now are not bad. If you can get a nice close against VWAP and it closes bearish, you could see this nice continuation to the downside. But for me, I missed the trade and there's not enough range to trade it, so I won't be trading pound AUD today. Pound USD. Let's clean up some of the chart in here. A lot of stuff going on. So we've been playing the sells against this wedge for the last couple of months here, and they've been working out well. And so now that we're broken through this support area, I want to see some type of retracement for continued sells, especially if you get that strong dollar. 50% of yesterday's move is going to be right around, let's see where that move started. It's going to be right around this retest point here at 1.9360, which is a retest of this breakdown right in here. So I'd like to see longs today. Looking at the current chart, 2 hour chart is probably the cleanest right now to look at. I'd like to see a retest of this breakdown and then a continuation up to fill some of this move. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 10 hours of bullish price action here based off the 2 hour chart. And so I'd like to see then a retracement. So this one might take a little bit to play out. I feel like we won't get an entry until like closer towards 9 o'clock if we do based off the 2 hour chart. But if that's the case, then we will just kind of sit in our hands. Yeah, so looking at pound USD though, yeah, that's what I want to wait for. AUD USD. Clean up the chart here from last night. Again, same thing, you know. We have clean range to move down for continued sells. However, looking at this 4 hour from overnight session, broke through these lows, closed back bullish. And so I'd like to see again on this 2 hour a retest of this breakdown and then a continuation higher. This one's looking probably the cleanest because it's already setting up for that move. So if we can get a retest towards the VWAP area right around 65,920, then I'll look for some longs for then a continuation to fill some of that move. And 50% will be right around where my alert's at. So 66,578. So let's add an alert. Let it go. Euro USD coming down to some strong support back from January here, back from the end of February right in here. So this whole area right here, pretty strong area of support. And so now what I'd like to see is it's lagging a little bit in front of the other dollar pairs. You're seeing a lot of exhaustion here to the upside, but I still think if we get that same idea we're looking for, you get a push through these highs, a retest, and then you get that move towards that 50% retracement, which is sitting right around this previous area of rejection here from Friday. So that could be a clean idea as well. I'm going to add an alert for the break of highs. Sells are not in play. There's too much support down in front of us. So if I'm playing sells on anything, it'll be AUD USD because we have the cleanest range looking left. And pound USD potentially sells down into this range. Yeah, I mean, clean range for pound USD as well. So, you know, I'm looking at buys here. However, I'm not going to turn my head away at the sells if we do decide we want to continue. So if we do come back down into this range here and we start giving a lot of exhaustion, push back down, retest, then I'll look for sells against that support, which will then be resistance. So keeping that in mind as well for AUD USD and pound USD. Looking at UCAD here. UCAD, I want to see a clearly, I mean, this bullish continuation. The way I play these trend breakouts are, you know, I want to see that final take profit at that origination, I guess where it originated for these descending highs. And so we do have some room to go. What I want to see is a retest of this breakout, which is also the last intersection of this descending trend line, find support, and then rally higher. And so looking at the hourly chart, I want to see something like this and start breaking away. Look for sells to fill that move back down to 1.36900 area. But too much support here at the 30 minutes. So what I'd need to see is a break below, a retest for the sells. USD JPY. If I can get a retest towards VWAP, also towards this broken support here, then that would be ideal. Looking at the 4-hour chart, this is a previous area that we've seen a lot of rejection, a lot of pivot points here. And so when you typically get a rejection of this area, remember, you know, what happens? You know, big sell-off, big sell-off, big sell-off, big sell-off, big sell-off, right? And so against this support, or I guess, and resistance here, I want to see another retest and then get a big sell-off to fill this move back down into 1.36400. This is going to be one of my main plays today. I think this has the cleanest setup and the best potential. So definitely going to be watching USD JPY, and I'm going to mark that one yellow. Euro GBP. Potential buys coming into play here with this rejection here on the 4-hour chart, this double top. We've been creating this structure of higher lows. We have this resistance and breakout, come down to retest for potential longs. But we are sitting at this current support now, so not as interested as the other ones. This one's not as clean, so I'm not going to watch this one today. Pretty choppy. Pound New Zealand was another one I was looking to short overnight. It would be working out pretty well. Looking at this 4-hour chart, we broke through this previous trend line, ascending trend line with its ascending lows, broke through, it gave us a retest. Found some support here. As we broke through, retested on the backside, I was looking for those sells. And so this last night we were sitting right around here, and I said, look, I just want to see a retest of this backside support break right in here. Sell here, stop up here, look for a move down. And you know, it was a little choppy, but structure still remains the same, and it would have worked out pretty well. And looking at the 4 hour bearish engulfing, current 4 hour no lower wick, so just retesting this move to then start selling off even more. Very clean range to the left, so this one should be nice. I already missed my move, and now we're sitting in a choppy consolidation, so not interested in this one today. Euro AUD, the last 2 days have been extremely bullish here. Daily charts now pushing through this resistance here, coming back down to retest. So looking for longs on a pullback of this entire move here. We haven't had a higher low retracement since this bullish breakout. So that's what I'm looking for. And I think we can get that at the 38.2% retracement, sitting right at 1.59 even to fill this range here. But again, there are cleaner moves. I mean, you could look for sells here if we can get that pop to retest this support here. Then you could potentially look for some sells. But you know, we'll see what I mean, that'll be an idea. We'll see what it gives us, because then it has pretty clean range. So a lot of resistance to the upside. I'll play that idea. But that's going to be everything for as far as analysis goes today. So a lot of potential setups. Just remember, you know, although the Dixie had such a strong move yesterday, if it's something of value and something that really matters to the market, it doesn't have to retrace and correct the move. It could just give us a little bit of a pullback and then continue, or just consolidate and then continue higher. Right, so make sure you remember that, and you don't have to trade against the price action. So you got to let the dollar confirm first. The dollar's been the leader, the one that's been leading us in the direction, and so let it confirm. You know, if we break through this green to red area, this 105.650, then you're good for that potential pullback on the Dixie, just to retest this breakout. But remember, you know, this is just, don't get too greedy on this move, because it's just potentially a small pullback to then continue higher. Again, so a reminder, Monday I'm starting a new challenge account. So if you guys are looking to join us and learn how, you know, we get funded, learn how to trade the challenge, it's really an art. So make sure you check out vanttradingforex.com. I'm going to hop off with my group now on Zoom. And yeah, I hope to see you there. If not, I will see you tomorrow morning on YouTube again. Have a great rest of your day, guys, and safe trading.